Okay. In this lecture, I explain about type system. The PineScript type system dictates how a script's values align with different functions and operations. Although, although you can create basic script big without understanding this system. Okay, you can create basic scripts, but for complex scripts, it is essential for gaining proficiency in this in the language, and a deep knowledge of its nuances enables programmers to unlock its full potential. Okay, and I will explain a summary here. This is too long, and for example, chart points. I should explain each one in one lecture. Okay, I cannot explain all this together. So let's I explain a summary. Qualifiers. Values and reference qualified as cons are established at compile time. Okay, we have first is cons. I show you here. We have cons. Okay, cons int b. Okay, type is integer cons b. This is established at compile time. Okay, you cannot change it. If I try to change it, okay, here it will give me error. I cannot change it. Okay, but here, for example, I can put it here, make it to a string, and tell my version, and for example, our version is 2, is 2 version 2, and replace it with this. Okay, oh, excuse me, and replace it with it. So here is our name. Okay, for example, loop 2. Okay, I'll name with this version. But if I don't write this, for example, if I delete cons, yes, it will work. But for performance, for better uh, speed, we need this, because if I don't add this in this, it will use it in each bar. Okay, in each bar it will update it. It will consider this, but cons is just in first when I add this to chart. Okay, values qualified as input are established at input time. Okay, input, I explained it before. Like for example, let's say add input. Let's say define a variable my input, for example, dot int, for example 2. Okay, this you can use my input in project. Okay, for example, if var, for example, yes, my var was equal to 0. For example, if kilos is higher than my input, assign my value to, for example, 5. Okay, and we can change it. Okay, let's say l- get it login for. So here my value is, because it's higher than 2. Okay, so because my input is 2 and kilos is higher than 2, so our my value is 5. So here as you see, if I change, for example, this to for example 10, to 10,000, because this is gold. Okay, so kilos is not higher than my input. I change it to this. Okay, this is default value, but we can change it from here. Okay, so because it's not higher than my input, kilos is higher than input yours, so our my input is 0. Okay, values could be as simple or established at bar 0. Okay, simple is like const. Okay, values qualify as serious, can change towards the script executions. Serious, like for example, let's say show you serious, for example, smi function is the average. No, something like, for example, kilos. Kilos is serious for it. Okay, in every bar, in every change, it can it can change. Okay, in every bar and in every tick, it can change. Okay, so these are serious, can change through the script executions. Okay, we have as the types. Binary scripts that classify values and determine the functions and operation they're compatible with. Okay, type that int float ball. Okay, for example, here this type of our input is int. Okay, we cannot add here, for example, color, but I can, for example, add color. My color input dot color dot, for example, red. Then here I can change it. Okay, so these are types, and we have a special types like plot, echelon. These are display. Okay, you can draw, for example, plot kills. This is a type. Okay, and array. Okay, I will explain all this later. User defined term, enums, and voids like alert. Alert, for example, I can, yeah, if close is by alert, it is high. Okay, we have not any output here in code, but we have output in For example, I do it in 1 minute. I add it to, for example, one. We have output here. But we have not any output to in code. Okay, when we have not any output in code, we say this is void. Okay, as I say here we have, but in code we have not any output. We cannot use this in code. For example, it don't give us any result, any number, any string code that we can reuse it. Okay, we can do this void. Okay, and I will explain all this in next lessons, because for example built-in user defined function. Okay, user defined types, any of here. I should explain all of the each of these in separate lecture. Okay.